step into a legacy that was birthed in the band room of Kashmere High School under the direction of the legendary Professor Conrad Johnson. The men here today were transformed into musicians, leaders, and legacy. The vision for Thunder Soul Band under the direction of Professor Conrad Johnson is not just legendary, it is a blueprint. I am truly honored to welcome the esteemed award nominees of Thunder Soul, Craig Baldwin, Gerald Calhoun, Rollo Rollins, Mingo Walton, and Conrad Johnson Jr. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I want to welcome you to the Cindy Davis Show. I've been trying to get with you guys for a long time, and I'm so glad that Craig reached out to me for a time as such as this. So this is the appointed time, y'all. Hey, y'all, take us back to before the recognition, who you were as young men when you first walked into that Kashmere High School band room. Who were you? We'll start with Craig.
Okay, well, for me, it wasn't a matter of stepping into the band room because initially I didn't have an instrument. I didn't play an instrument. I was called myself back in junior high school being in a singing group, and the lead singer decided to jump ship and go to another popular singing group, and so it left 4 guys down to 3 guys, and I'm like, okay, don't know what to do. So it wasn't. It was a depressing time, let's just say. And then as I was transitioning from Fleming Junior High School over to Kashmere, I'm walking up the into the entrance of the school, and lo and behold, here comes this cat with this walk and got this look and this style, and it turned out to be Prof. Conrad Johnson. And I kept looking at him like he was like kind of like what Allen Iverson did in his Hall of Fame speech when he was talking about Michael Jordan, how there was an aura about Michael. Well, there was this aura about Prof, and I'm like, man, wow, that's him. So that's where it started for me in regards to that.
Yeah. So for you, Mingo, who were you when you first who was that little boy? That young black boy going to Kashmir?
I was definitely an ordinary guy. I was listening to this band when I was sitting by the window, first of all, when I was in junior high. I'm class 77. So when I'm in junior high, class 73 came to my junior high school. And when I said they blew the walls down behind me, the blood started rushing then. And it has never stopped, really. So I knew when I got to high school, I was ready to audition because I was already I was already into music because my dad had already exposed us. He was a connoisseur, being a World War II vet over there in Europe. That's all we heard was Basie and Ellington before I even got to Kashmir. But when I did get there, my ear was ready. And then when I met Prof, the standard was set day one. Not a lot of talking. Not a lot of talking. Just watching the guy in front of you because you want to take his chair. And that doesn't take a lot of talking. That just takes a lot of studying and listening and rehearsing and practicing. And that was the beginning of the show for me. That was that was 74 maybe. 4, 5, 6. 75 or 6, yeah. As a 10th grader. Yeah. That's how it started with me. It's been a blur ever since though.
Wow. Rollo, what was your what was it like?
Yes, ma'am. My first exposure to the Kashmere Stage Band was from my sisters and brothers because I'm the youngest. So they all were already at Kashmere. I was just getting into middle school. And they came to the house with this app. They had a package. I was like, what's in the package? It was an album. And the album was an album of the Kashmere Stage Band. And I was amazed. It's a high school band that's recording albums. So it blew me away. And from that point on, I knew, and I was into music at the time. And at that point, I knew I had to be in that band, whatever it took. They changed the school the lines for the school. And so I was supposed to go to another school.
district
So I
line.
actually broke the law and went to Kashmere,
That's
where
where it started, right?
because I wasn't supposed. My life wouldn't have been right if I wouldn't have been in that stage band. And so that's how it began with me.
What instruments do y'all play? Let's start with Craig.
The instrument that I eventually started playing was keyboards or piano, and it was a rough road, but because that band made an indelible imprint on me, as well as the cats in this interview and others, you just want to be a part of that system.
Rollo, what instrument did you play?
Well, I started off in the 8th grade playing saxophone. Played saxophone all the way through middle school and high school. And then I taught myself keyboards at a later date after I graduated from high school. So as a member of the Kashmere Stage Band, it was saxophone.
Mingo.
I started off on trumpet in the 7th grade and all the way through junior high school and high school. I was on trumpet and I still play today. However, right after I graduated, I taught myself bass, and I've been on the bass and the trumpet ever since.
Wow. Y'all talked about your first impressions of Professor Conrad Johnson. We actually have his son here joining us as well, Conrad Johnson Jr. Conrad, what was it like growing up with your father?
Oh, that's a question.
Wow.
Prof. He was a different bird. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I think these guys can confess to that. He had a unique way of expressing how he wanted things to go, and he was always after perfection. Am I right, guys?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, sir.
I remember this
Amazing.
right now to this day. Never louder than lovely.
Lovely.
Don't forget that.
Never louder than lovely.
No,
Still to this day, my man.
Yeah.
Ever louder than lovely.
Still to
Love
this
it.
day.
Yeah, it's just certain things that roll like a snowball. That was another one. He had a lot of that he gave
Yeah.
generously, and his thing was perfection, and he wanted the guys to be exactly that. Let me tell you one other that I'm not going to hold up. I don't see right now, and I lived there, how Prof wrote music.
Oh, he did it.
No, he came home. Yeah. I'm about to tell you. He came home after work, after teaching, and it's about 6:37 started writing music. If he wasn't practicing a band,
Never stopped.
never. He wrote all the way up to 2 or 3 in the morning. Got right back up and went. So went back to school. It was amazing the energy level that he kept.
I used to call him Mr. Writer.
Yeah, pretty good.
Mr. Writer.
Yeah. But that was him, and he was a very giving and generally a person to go to that if you needed advice.
Yeah, he was anointed. Yeah.
Yes, he
was very anointed.
He could give you advice, and he by the way, I don't know if y'all escaped the board. Did anybody?
I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
Nobody escaped the board.
Craig
Well,
did
I
not
know Craig.
escape.
No, I got roasted.
Yeah, well, I got it too.
The fear of the board was just like the board.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I got
I'm
roasted.
I'm thinking the board is paddling, getting
Oh,
Board of
yes.
correction.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
board
yes, the
correction.
board of correction. That's
Okay.
correct.
That
The
was a
board of
board.
correction. It
Well,
was an attention getter also.
Corporal
He hung it in
punishment
plain
was
sight
in
every day.
fashion then.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Wow.
have it on the wall over there by the rhythm section. I don't know why it was close to the rhythm section. That's where it was on the wall.
So was he
Yeah,
like
thanks a lot, Mingo, because I was in the rhythm section.
Yeah.
Right behind your head.
Yeah, those guys were unruly. Those guys were unruly back there.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
would he
They were
paddle
smoking,
out
though.
for? Would he paddle you for missing a note or something like that?
No,
No.
Cindy, let me invite you into a conversation.
Intangible.
let me invite you into a conversation.
Morals.
That there's this cat named Horace Young that wrote this beautiful piece featuring keyboards called Galaxy from Beyond or something that I think is the title of it. His name is Horace Young
Galaxy
Jr.
from another planet.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And so there was a line in the song that I needed to play on keyboards because it was a featured piece. It wasn't a solo, just that line. And so this man,
melody,
one of the melodies. Thank you. And this man, the brilliance of this man, he's hearing all these different parts in his head, and all of a sudden, here I am going off to Europe instead of staying in the band room with that little line.
Right.
And so he stopped the band, and he was calm. Yeah, I did a lot. He called me, calmed down, calmly. I'm sorry. He calmly said, "Play the line as it's written." And I'm like, "Okay, Prof," like that, right? And we go back to that particular measure, playing that part, waiting for him to play the line. When that part came up, I played something different, right? I kept embellishing it.
Right.
The man walked over to the keyboards. He was facing me. I kid you not. He was facing me. He took his index finger from his right hand and he played that line backwards on the keyboard for me to play backwards. I had never seen anything like that in my life.
Joe Sawinall doing that.
Yeah, backwards, right? And he's being very ferocious with his voice, saying to me, "Play it this way, play it this way." Right now, some other things he said I won't mention here because Prof was very colorful some of his language at times, right?
Yeah, Gerald.
And so all of a sudden, Gino, I see you. So all of a sudden, I pushed my chair back and I said to him, and I'm not kidding you, I said, "I don't need you, you need me." That man stood back.
I know you had said that before, Craig.
Oh, yeah, I did. I said, "I don't need you, you need me." That man stood back one step, took his finger and pointed to the door, didn't tell me to get out, didn't scream at me.
It wasn't
just pointed to the door.
Finger.
Yeah, and told me to get out the room. And he kicked me out the band. And because I played a major role in the band, he wanted to show me two things: that they can still success without me. And then the fact is that I needed to learn how to respect the room, the process.
And the music. Yeah.
And the music.
So in the process of all that, in the process, and the music, or number three, right? So after several weeks, they went down and won 2 major competitions without me. After several weeks,
it had to be 12, it had to be 11th grade, right? 76, right? It had to be 76.
Hey, Gerald, welcome.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
One of the guitar players on the planet.
You better know it.
They're talking about some of the experiences from Professor. What was some of your thoughts or memories about him?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it was like this for me. The first time hearing the band, because I did not know about them until they came to my junior high school.
Yeah.
And when they took the stage, of course, I thought they were all grown men. And when the sound came across,
right,
and I'm like, this is no way possible. And so from that moment on, I was thinking, I got to get in that band no matter what. No matter what it costs. I got to be in that band. So by the time I graduated from junior high school, they were having summer band rehearsal. And the thing was, I knew a couple of guys that were already playing in the stage band, and I had collected the records, and I just learned all the material that they had available. And a couple of guys in the band knew that I knew this. So that they were having the summer rehearsals, and there was no bass player there. And so it was Cloyce McElroy. He called over to the house and he said, "Gerald, there is no bass player here. Can you get your dad to bring you over here to the school?" And I said, "Sure." So I asked my dad. My dad, put me in the truck and drove me over to the school with no question. He didn't say anything. I thought he was going to kick up a little dust, but nothing. He took me straight over to the school. And so I'm walking into the room, wheeling in my amplifier, and Prof is leaning up against a chair with his arms folded. It's kind of like all right, so who are you?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm gonna be playing bass today, Prof. He said, oh, really? Okay. He said, all right. He said, well, what song you want to play? And I said, well,
Wow.
whatever y'all want to do. He said, wait a minute. He said, you know the songs? I said, I know all of your recorded songs.
Wow.
He said, oh, really?
Wow. That's some heavy stuff there, man.
Yeah,
I said, yes, sir.
That's some heavy stuff.
So from that point on, I knew I was not going to miss a note for no reason on this earth.
Yeah.
That's how I
Why I
got in.
wanted to play bass.
Wow.
That's why I wanted to play bass.
Welcome
Listen back
back,
at Gerald
Ted.
Town Hall most of the time.
Mingo, what are you saying?
I said that's one of the reasons I wanted to play bass once I graduated. I kept my eyes on that rhythm section while I was in the trumpet section.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Wow. Tell me about y'all's traveling experiences. Y'all were 16, 17 years old, traveling overseas to Japan. What was that experience like for you guys?
I think it's Gerald Calhoun should answer that question.
Yeah,
Gerald, you should answer that.
Gerald
We
went
don't have enough
global on
time.
us.
Well,
He did.
it was
Gerald
definitely
was the one who went global.
a very serious life-changing experience at that age. Some things that you could really embrace and appreciate, and some things that you really couldn't wrap your head around until years later.
Yeah, right.
And at the time, since some of the things I had been studying, and then seeing some of those things over there, and see here in the States, we don't have anything really that old. We don't have, in fact, I can just say we don't have anything here old. Everything gets bulldozed and knocked down, but they preserve everything over there.
Yeah.
And so you would see these buildings that have been there for centuries.
You mean in Europe, right?
Yes.
in Europe.
Japan and Europe. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
It's there for centuries. And so it's like, wait a minute, how long is this? Is this possible? Yes. And so for us, seeing those things, it was like, okay. And so one minute you're thinking, what are you doing with all this old stuff here? Why didn't you get some new stuff?
So that was your first impression.
Right. So you being a kid, like, why they got this old stuff? What is old wagon doing here? What is this?
Wow. Culture shock. Definitely.
Yes, serious culture shock. But something about it attached to me. And I just had a feeling that I would be making my way back. I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And eventually I did.
Way back.
Did you ever travel with your father overseas?
No, I never did.
Okay.
Well, see, you got to remember, I'm about 15 years older, 15 to 16 years older than these guys are.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
I'm 84 years old, and they're just in their 60s now. So I was working at that time, and
I got you.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the big boy.
What set the Kashmere band apart from other high school bands? And
Wins.
where did the name
Wins.
come from?
A lot of wins.
Wins.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of wins.
Tell them how many.
Sandy, we used to arrive at Sandy. Speaking of competition, we used to ride on the bus at competition, and we would actually see other students say, "Hey, y'all, Kashmere here, let's go." They'd pack up and leave because of the reputation Prof had. Seriously, the reputation the Kashmere Stage Band had, that Prof built. I mean, before we got there, it was like that. We had guys putting their horns back in their case in the beginning of the contest season was like football season. We came to play and destroy. That was Prof's attitude as well. We came to slay the dragon during stage band season, like football season. And we would be in competition. Some of the competitions we drive up at on the school bus, and I actually saw students talking, hey y'all, Kashmere Stage Band here. We shouldn't even play, y'all. Put your horns up and let's just go watch it. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
That literally happened. But Prof would not let us enjoy that, though. We couldn't enjoy that. Prof did not allow big heads. none whatsoever.
Nope.
So
Don't
we
get the
saw
big
it,
head. Don't get
Yeah.
the big head.
but we couldn't. It didn't go to our heads. But there was no time for that. Because
What was that?
everybody's with
By
you,
the way,
they
Miss
keep their
Davis,
chair.
they won 42 of 46 contests. If that makes a difference to you.
Wow.
Wow.
42
Wow.
of 46 contests. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, don't get
Yeah,
me
Prof
started.
Slater Dragon like nobody
Please
else.
don't get me started because yeah. Well, don't get me started because I think two of those victories that was in that 46 but still belongs to us.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
self.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
surprised Prof
I
didn't go to jail that
I
day.
know for a fact
We
that
came
one of them
close.
for sure. Well, I know one of them for sure we should have lost
San
that
Antonio.
particular way. Right. But the rest of them, oh no,
yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Thunder Soul title come from? Was that
Who
The,
is
the
I
name
Some of
don't
this
know
Thunder,
who
stuff,
they,
boy.
the name
Cindy,
Thunder
when you
Soul
ask
was
these
actually
questions, I'm on the outside looking in. It's like it's the first time I'm hearing some of these guys say some of this stuff. It's like being on the outside looking in. You know, just
the name Thunder
questions
Soul
you ask
actually
are
was
getting
the name. The name Thunder Soul was actually the name of the marching band.
Yes, the marching.
Oh,
right.
okay. So it was Thunder
Thunder
Soul
Soul
marching band.
marching band.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, I
Right.
got you.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
We had a theme song called Thunder Soul as well. We would play that on the field.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Even though Prof wrote it for the stage band as well, it was actually the marching band that Thunder Soul was the original. Like Rollins said, Thunder Soul was the marching band.
Yeah.
We were just proud that with the marching band as the stage band and the concert band.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you couldn't play in the stage band unless you played in the marching band and concert band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
you had to play in both of those. So he was just as serious about the marching band as a concert band as the stage band.
yeah.
He did not play favorites.
And those are the bands that I was in.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Back
Right.
at my
The
time.
marching band.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What you play, CJ?
Clarinet
play?
and sax. Clarinet and sax.
Okay.
Clarinet. Oh, clarinet
Wow.
and sax. That's
Yeah.
that's
Must
awesome.
have been tenor.
No, alto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alto. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
hear
thought they
y'all
used
talk.
different with the same.
I hear how you talk about how Professor Prop taught you how to be men, and he taught you a lot
And
of
women.
things.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Women.
yes,
That's right.
yes,
To this day,
yes. So, what is
we
it
govern our
today that
families
you
by what he taught
remember?
us.
What do you remember today that he taught you, or have you used today?
Well,
There was
one
no
of the things
self-centeredness, first of all.
right.
Go ahead, Craig.
I was gonna say one of the things
Go ahead, Craig.
that we learned, Reginald Nelson probably said it best in the film when he said he not only taught us how to be
Yes.
taught us the music, but he also taught us how to be men. And that wasn't
And
just
women,
that
right.
wasn't a sexist statement. Nello meant
Nope.
women and men, and that's to make sure that's
Yeah.
clear.
Absolutely.
Like,
But
Yeah,
the
he
yeah,
thing
more
did
like
that.
a sense of
right,
identity. Yeah.
right. Then and Nello
Yes.
also said that one of the things that occurred during that time is that we spent more time with Prof than we did with our own families or our parents at that time. So
Yes. Right.
Prof had a way of making everything so attractive that the word discipline, even though you go and look at the definition of discipline,
Mhm.
we understood what it was about, but we
Yes.
were doing that automatically, like we were on autopilot. So
Right.
I
It was
would say
automatic.
discipline.
Yes.
Yeah, I say discipline would probably be my number one definition of what it meant in that regard when it comes to Conrad Johnson Sr.
Wow.
Yes. No self-centeredness.
Okay.
Just straight up morals, and it was a given.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to talk to you about this.
So
And
also
then when we
understand.
crossed the line,
Yeah. Well, see,
and
it's
the
funny
thing
you mentioned
about it,
cross the
Prof
line.
could make
Yeah.
us all. He made us all feel as though we were the only. I was the only one in the band.
Yes.
I was the only one when he was talking to us all. We all felt like it was just me and him. He made us feel that special and individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I found out from listening to you guys, I get to enjoy the fact that he did that with all of you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he made us feel like he was dedicated to just us, just me.
Yeah.
It's
One
just
thing.
Rollins, he made him feel that way.
Right. To
Go
supplement
ahead,
Mingo, Mingo, he never played favorites. Never
Never
played
played
favorites.
Oh.
No
Never
big heads
played
and no
favorites.
favorites.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
No.
was number
No.
one with
No.
Prof. That's how he
No.
made the band. No big heads and no favorites.
That's right.
I don't care how many trophies you got. Put the trophy on the shelf.
Right.
And get back to the woodshed. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
learn your
What
instrument,
about the bush?
learn your craft, and learn how to treat people.
Wow. So let's
Treat people right.
That's great. Let's go to the tribute that y'all all did for him. How did that come about? I understand, Mingo, you kind of had something to do with that, with the recordings and everything that you had done.
And you
But
see
since
this?
wait a minute,
Well,
wait a minute, hang on a second before we start that. Let me say this about Mingo Walter. Okay. Mingo did so many innovative things for us back in that day. And one of the things he did before he talks about this cassette is he used to record everything we did on those competitions as well as rehearsals.
Right.
And we use that to go back and critique ourselves and say, and then Prof was, if it wasn't for Mingo, we wouldn't have been as dangerous as we was in 76 and 77. See, Gerald Calhoun's band and guys before, they didn't have that luxury, but they had Prof.
73.
But when Mingo introduced that boombox and started doing that stuff, man, it took us to a whole different stratosphere. So Mingo, please.
Can
Mingo.
you see this cassette? Can you see this cassette?
Yeah. You still got it?
This is the cassette Craig is. I still have it. It's in mint condition. So this cassette was in a recorder.
Wow.
77, right? So for whatever, 50 years.
Yeah.
It's in mint condition because so my cousin Juliet is the one who was holding the equipment when I asked her to hit play while we were up there on the stage in Reno, 77. I said, Juliet, just hold this. And I was in my chair, fourth trumpet, where she was watching me. And I say, Juliet, when I say play, hit. When I say go, hit play and let it roll. So she's the one that had this in her lap recording, what they call a boom box. My brother had got this box from Frankfurt, Germany. He used to let me roll with it. They call it boom box now, but it was a stereo. So he let me take it to Reno, and I gave it to her. I say, I was on the outside looking in still to this day. But, it's all a blur now, but I'm just as entertained and hearing these guys talk or whenever you ask those questions, it's just like, oh, okay, here we go. I'm about to watch something fantastic.
Yeah.
But it started with this cassette. Reginald Raleigh came to my house one night.
And to add on to what Mingo is saying now, he called me up one night.
Who did?
And he Mingo called Rollo.
Okay.
Mingo called me up one night and said, Rollins, listen to this. And he started playing some music over the phone to me.
Yeah.
And it was me. No, it was me playing.
Oh, okay.
Parker's Move. And I did a alto saxophone feature
intro
on that song.
Man, this boy
and he played it back to me, and I was listening to it, and I was like, "Who is that? That's you. That's you." 30 years ago.
98. Yes, we had 100-degree fevers at the time, so it was. But this guy Rollins had such a beautiful tone on alto. Yeah. It's a shame we don't get to hear it anymore. But
when he told me that was me 30 years prior, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And so that is a weird situation for you to be listening to yourself playing again after 30 years.
Oh yeah.
And he and I, we listened to it on the phone, and the next thing I say, we got to call Craig and let him hear this.
Yeah, and then
we called Craig on the phone. And after we called Craig on the phone, we called another couple of guys that were either in the stage band or affiliated with the stage band. And I was like, I tell you what, we need to go, we need to get with Prof so he can hear this. This is us in Reno 30 years ago.
Right, Reno 77.
And I was like, well, we can get with him tomorrow, and so he can hear this. Of course, Craig is like, no, let's go tonight. Let's bum rush him tonight. It was like 11 o'clock.
Y'all came to my house, right?
No, we went straight to
Prof's house. Oh, you're talking about
Prof's
house.
Prof's house.
That's when I had put it on CD.
That's right.
I had burnt CD then. Yeah, I burnt it
at that point.
At that point, we took it to
technology had gotten to where he was able to digitize it.
Okay.
So what he was playing to me was a CD.
Okay.
Right.
Technology had
Off
advanced
cassette.
that far. We
Wow.
went to Prof's house that night like 11 o'clock, and we let him listen to it.
Yes.
He was sick.
Uh,
He was supposed to
It
be
was special. It was very
picking
special.
up
Yeah.
an award at an event,
Yes.
but he wasn't feeling well. So two
He wasn't
ladies
there. He wasn't feeling well.
were there to
Wow.
pick up the award for him.
The
It was
award.
Miss
Award.
Audio
Right.
Naomi and Miss Joan Hubert. Audio Naomi
Wow.
was the executive director of the Conrad Johnson Music and Fine Arts Foundation.
Right.
That's when we
Wow.
met her that night. We went in
Nice.
there,
Right.
Prof wasn't feeling well. We started playing
Boy, that
that
was special.
CD for him, and all of a sudden his
And Prof said, "Who
whole
is that?" Yes.
demeanor
Oh,
changed.
he
So,
stood up,
so
man.
who's
I
out
was
there?
able. I took my
Hold on.
children. I didn't want them to miss it.
Right. I
That was
bet that was
special,
really
boy.
special.
That was special.
Okay, so how did that lead to this reunion concert?
Well,
Putting the
okay.
band back
At
together,
the
brother.
time, I was the program director for the Conrad Johnson Music and Fine Arts Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Landsman was in his office.
Film director.
Mark Landsman is the director of the documentary. He was in his office in LA, sitting at his desk playing music, and he
NPR
heard
radio.
this song. Yeah, over the radio.
On the radio.
And he heard this song coming from the radio, big band sound.
What
And
song was
after the
Cashmere.
what song? It was
25
Cashmere.
piece band.
Cashmere.
song, I'm saying what song was
16
playing?
and 17-year-old cat.
No, it was
That was the name of
Cashmere.
the song, Cat.
It was Cashmere.
Cashmere is
Our
the
theme
name. That
song.
was
Yeah.
our theme song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Prof wrote us
Kashmir
a theme
was the
song.
theme song. And he listened to that, and then the announcer said, and this is a high school band from Houston, Texas. And Mark was blown away, and he was like, I got to find out who that is. See, Mark was a documentary director. He
Right.
created documentary.
Right.
So his wheels started turning. And
Yeah.
he was like, I got to see who this guy is. He found out it was Conrad Johnson. So he calls Houston to talk to Conrad Johnson, but he gets CJ, who's on the
Yes.
phone with us right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
He
Son.
gets CJ. And you could tell it from there, CJ, if you like, you know.
Well, no, go
'cause-
ahead. Go ahead. You doing all
CJ,
right.
tell us about
Okay,
the book,
well,
though.
he told, and CJ say, well, yeah, I'm Conrad Johnson, but I'm Conrad Johnson Jr. You want to talk to Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
My
then
dad.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, my dad. And so he gave him Prof's number.
That's right.
And Mark was nervous. He was nervous to call Prof. So it took about a week or so, and then he finally called Prof. Now CJ had talked to Prof about it already.
Yeah.
So when Mark called him, first thing out of Prof's mouth was, "Man, what took you so long?"
Yeah. Right.
Prof, CJ, Prof, Riley, tell them about the book that Prof wanted to write, because he taught us. He showed you. He showed me.
Yeah.
But CJ can probably tell more about the that Manila folder he showed me one night. I went to see him. He said, Mingo, if anything happened to me, I want you to see this folder. And it was the manuscript for a book he was trying to write about the
Right.
band.
What?
That
what-
was just
what-
him and
what-
me. Now,
yeah, what-
same thing happened with Rollins.
Yeah. What
Go ahead,
happened?
CJ.
What he was doing, he was. Well, first thing, you're not going to believe how this went down. Prof started telling the family,
I'm open.
"Hey, I'm going. They're going to make a movie about me." I said, "What? No, man, no. Nobody will believe him."
Mhm.
My mother,
Didn't believe it.
no, my brothers, none of them. And so when finally I did see, this was between the time that Mark had called originally trying to get him through me, and from him to call him. So that happened between that week's worth of time. So finally he did call, of course, but Prof had written a manuscript of his life, more or less, his
Right.
life story.
Right.
And that's what he.
That manuscript in that vanilla folder.
That's right. And that is what Mark took
Oh, I see.
to
Right.
start the movie.
And took
And
it to
that, yeah.
How did
Yeah, yes,
where did Jamie Foxx come in at?
Okay, well,
Say again.
let me interject something before you go there. Okay,
Because we have about 20 more minutes.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Just to supplement your question.
Okay.
yeah.
One night, I was playing in a group at this club, and I knew some guys were out of town, but they were in town, and I had invited Rollo to come to the set, and so these three guys came to the set also. The group was called Heaven at that time. And so I called them up, and they were supposed to do one song, get off the stage, and go from there. Well, they did such a great job as they do that the audience just kept starving for more and more, and so they kept giving it to them. And we just played for, I don't know, a good hour or so. At the end of that show, breaking down, okay, I called Rollo the next day. I said, "Man, did you hear them cats, man?" And Rollo's like, "Yeah." I say, "Man, what if we were to create a talent show featuring Heaven only at that time, and just a surprise Prof?" And then Rollo had an even better idea. Why don't we get all of the talent that Prof worked with at Kashmere at that time and put it together and call it a rebirth concert, right? So in the process of doing that, I say let's do it. So he and I started this journey, going out, reaching out to former Kashmere Stage Band people and talent, and getting them all together, unbeknownst that Prof and Mark Landsman had been negotiating to make this film. So we didn't know about that.
Wow, just all came together.
Oh yeah, shockingly.
Wow. Yeah.
The small group, explain how Prof did that.
Okay, so well, I tell
small
you,
group.
yeah, what he did in that regard, he did create small groups out of the stage band to let that be a break for the stage band, like the Royal Temps, like Nutboat and Screw, Cold Fire, Heaven, Afro Love, all those major powerhouses, you know, during that time. But just to continue, so after Rollo and I, we got everything together. We also stayed in touch with CJ to keep him updated, because again, this was a surprise for Prof.
Yeah.
So once we got him to the auditorium, he was completely surprised by it, and so the success of him endorsing that particular event, because when he stood up on the stage, there was it was absolutely quiet. It's kind of like, as they said back in the day, E.F. Hutton was speaking. He was speaking and no one interrupted that. It was just an absolute silence, complete silence, right? So I get a call from Rollo, maybe I don't know, Rollo, a week later or so? Was that about?
It was longer than that. It seemed like a week, but it was a little bit, a couple of months or so.
Okay, Rollo, take it over, because in that way you can supplement it from your perspective.
Okay, well, as I was saying, I was the program director for the foundation. After Mark contacted Prof, they had a conversation about doing a documentary. And then so Audio Naomi, which was the executive director of the foundation, contacted me because Prof didn't at that point, he didn't know how to get everybody together to do a documentary. She didn't know how to get everybody together. Craig and I had just got everybody together for the Rebirth concert.
Right.
So she contacted me and told me that this guy from LA wanted to do a documentary about Prof and the Kashmere Stage Band. So Mark and I had several conversations, and then it got to a point where he wanted to know who could he talk to get different stories from, and I gave him a list of that. And then he was more concerned about the class of 72, because that was the class that broke the color barrier in Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile. Yeah.
That's right. Because George Wallace was the governor of the state then. There had never been an all-black band to be even invited to the competition.
Wow.
So they did invite us to the Kashmere Stage Band to attend. When Kashmere got there, Kashmere won the whole contest, and that was historical for that to happen. The first time a black all black band was conducted by a black band director,
And they did
and
not
they
want to
won
give
the
it
whole
to
thing.
us.
Yeah.
They didn't
That's
want to
right.
give it
Gino
to us.
Tell them
Gerald was
about it,
there.
Gerald.
They did
Gerald
not
was
want to
Tell
there.
them
give us
about it,
that.
Gerald.
Okay,
They
Gerald,
did.
what were you saying? They didn't want to give it to you?
Oh no, they didn't want to do that.
No.
Yeah.
No, no. And like I said in the documentary, that was my faith was actually shook at that time that I didn't think that we were going to get it. They were taking so long, and they wanted to do like a split of the, you know, for the
The
two,
judges.
you know, winners, and Prof said no, we're not going to do it like that. Just declare winning, everybody go home, and that's how it went
Right.
down.
Yeah.
But you could tell in that man's voice when he announced it that they didn't want
Right.
us to have that.
Y'all have to get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we got up out of there real fast too.
Yeah.
Tell them how he announced it, Gerald.
Tell them how it now.
Tell them how he announced it.
Y'all made history, that's for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we did, but we had no
Wow.
idea that we were just there to win a contest, just like all the
You were
others.
16,
You know,
17. Right.
right? We didn't
16,
care.
7 years old.
We just here
17
we
years
just here
old.
for that trophy. That's what we want, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And
It-
the
And to get back home.
significance, yeah, the significance of everything else, you know, we didn't care about that,
yeah.
but we did want to get out of there alive. So.
Yeah.
I know that's right. That is something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Cindy, to supplement Rollo,
Yeah.
after he had got all that information from Mark and was trying to, you know, Rollo's got this creative mind where he just, you know, once he gets all of the information, then he calculates what's the best option. And so once he's got that option, then he reached out to me and he says, hey, so he says, hey man, you ready to do this again? And do what again? You know, you ready to do this again? I was like, I misunderstood. And so then he explained to me the situation about Mark Landsman, you know, and the conversation, how he approached Prof and Audionami and all that, right? And I'm listening to him, you know, go through the whole presentation. And at the end of it, he says, what do you think? And I said, no. I said, no, I'm not doing it. And he says, well, you know, why are you not doing it? I said, man, I have, because I was working in a music store at that time, and people were just trying to take advantage of Prof any way they could. I mean, from stealing his equipment to you name it. They were not being right by Prof. And so being one of the guys, one of his goons, that when you mess with Prof, you're messing with us, that I went after you. I was one of those guys that was going to break you down, hurt you. I don't care. You don't touch Prof. You can touch anybody else on this planet, but don't you ever put your hands on that man. I'm gonna put my hands on you. That's how I felt, right? Right. And so Rollo, you know, he's like, man, let's trust the process, Craig. And we went through this for a minute, you know, trying to go through that. Because like I said, you know, there's just been too many times that Prof had been taken advantage of, and I was not cool with it. But Rollo got Mark on the phone. I mean, if I'm correct here.
Well,
Mark,
the thing is,
yeah,
the
go ahead, Rollo.
thing is Mark wanted to only be concerned with the members that were in the class of 72 at that time.
Correct.
Now,
Correct.
the thing is, I knew what happened when we did the Rebirth concert. Once people knew that we were putting the bands back together to do an event, everybody started coming from everywhere to
Everywhere.
support us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was telling Craig. I say, man, what we're gonna do,
right, Gerald?
what we're gonna do is we're just gonna proceed like we did the Rebirth concert. We're gonna contact people, and we're not gonna turn anybody away. We had to turn them away at the Rebirth concert, but we're not gonna turn anybody away, and that's basically what happened. Because you know, it was like, and Mark is not Craig. Mark is very intelligent. When he saw those guys coming back, like that, he had the video rolling. He had the video rolling, and it was his story. Yeah, it was his story.
There's one important fact that we're leaving out.
Okay, Conrad.
You need to remember this. Who discovered the music first? Do you remember?
Say that again.
Who discovered the music first? Ethan. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Came and he and what's my boy's name? Played bass.
Claude Robinson.
Claude. They went through all the music.
Claude and Jimmy,
of course, y'all got involved too, but he came down here and he's the one that heard him on NPR and the guy Shadow, who is a disc
Yeah,
jockey.
DJ. Yeah, DJ.
That
Shout,
DJ.
yes.
He's the one
Yeah.
that, and he said, "Man, have you heard these guys?" And that's how it got to Ethan. And Ethan has been ever since representing the records at this time.
Correct.
I'm
Jimmy
done.
Walker.
What was
Jimmy
it?
Walker put that music back in front of us.
Oh yeah,
Remember, that music had to be on stands for us to play.
yeah,
Now, Jimmy Walker started rewriting that music by ear, putting it in front of us.
yeah.
Now, big bands don't play by ear; they play charts. Prof wrote those charts. Those charts got thrown away by accident. I don't know, and they had to be rewritten in order for his band to play a note.
No. I know
There
what
has to be
happened.
music on the stand.
I know what happened, Mingo.
What happened?
That hurricane that came
Go
through. Hurricane.
Was it Harvey?
That's what
No,
got,
it
that's
was-
what
no,
hurt
it
the
was
music.
before
Yeah,
Harvey.
Harvey. That's remark.
Yeah, it was
Was it
before Harvey.
Katrina? No, it wasn't.
It was
Okay.
anyway.
Is
It
that
was a
what happened to the
hurricane,
music, though?
and it's destroyed all the music.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get the music rewritten and try to get the all states to pay for the doggone damage, but they wouldn't. But
Right.
anyway, I'm just
Right.
that's a little sidebar. That I was
Wow.
doing.
Yeah, I got you. Jimmy
Yeah.
Walker is the director.
So Jimmy had to, yeah.
He's currently the director. But he put that music back on the stand.
Yeah.
There's no band without that music.
That's true.
And that boy was he was anointed. He's
Yeah.
rewriting his music from ear.
Yeah.
My
These
goodness.
parts.
Yeah.
Prof had enough music for 25 pieces. The music stack for one horn had to be a good 8 inches thick for one instrument.
Uh-huh.
For each instrument,
Yeah.
6 to 8 inches. It was
Yeah.
gone. So it had to be rewritten.
Yeah.
That was Jimmy Walker.
Yeah.
He was anointed and still anointed because you couldn't do that without him. He was
Yeah.
rewriting that music, putting those charts
right.
back on the stand in order for us to play that concert.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Were you all
That's
satisfied
heavy now.
with the documentary?
Say it again.
Oh,
Now came
yeah,
back.
Cindy. Okay, let me
And
give
every
you
song
let me
came
let
back,
me let,
Cindy.
let me give you my perspective on that question.
We played the
Okay.
Cashmere first.
Okay.
Well, that's
The
now.
when Mark Landsman completed the Mark Landsman and Claire Didier completed the editing on that film. The first time I saw that film was with Conrad Johnson Jr., Gayla Johnson, CJ's wife, Miss Sandra,
Uh-huh.
and someone else was it was one other person that was with us that made that event. But just let's go with those four for now, right?
Yeah.
So we were at the Congressional Black Caucus is what that was the point of the showing the film initially. And we're at Barack Obama's inauguration, the very first one.
Yeah.
It was a couple of days before that inauguration was to occur.
Right.
So we're sitting there waiting for this film to kick off. And the first thing you hear is this drums coming in. And then you hear this great voice from Kashmere, our first drum major, Pastor Kirby John Caldwell.
right.
If there's no drummer, there's no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you hear the drummer? Can you hear
Bell
me?
style.
And when he started that pulpit moment, I'm looking
That
at
film.
Gayla. Gayla's looking
Right.
at me, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, where are we going with this? Because it was almost as if he got Prof to help construct the direction of the editing
Right.
of that film. He knew exactly how he wanted that film to be
Yeah.
edited, and
Yeah.
that's exactly how
It
it
was
felt
all
to me.
God's work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sitting
God's
there,
work.
and
You're
all
right.
of a
It's all
sudden,
God's work.
as this
Yeah.
film started to progress, we start to recap everything that had occurred during the video recording.
Right.
But you're not paying attention to that. You're just more or less just doing
Right.
what
You're on the
Prof taught us
outside
to do.
looking in.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so all of a
Right.
sudden, before this film got even a third in place, Gayla and I, we lost it. We
you
were like
lose it
in
at that point.
tears. We were in tears because here we
Yeah.
are recapping exactly what transpired.
Yes,
And that
35 years
film,
later.
yeah, that film did not lie. That
Yeah.
Wow, I
film told
love
the
it.
truth
It didn't
about
lie.
what occurred at that period of time. And and the magic of that man was all over that film. All
Yeah.
over that film.
It
Yeah.
I'm
was a
done.
gift to Conrad.
That
It
is
was
done.
a gift to Conrad from the hand of God, I promise you.
Yeah.
It was a gift to Conrad
Yeah.
from the hand of God.
Yeah.
Because remember, he wanted to write a book.
Yeah.
But God said, I'll do you one better. Let's put
Yeah.
this on film.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Now it's immortal. And
Yeah.
still to this
And
day,
so
when
you
we
were-
watch it, it's like a third person
Sure.
watching it. We're
Right.
watching ourselves, but we're on the outside watching this. And
That's
the
really
experience is
amazing.
like nothing. You can barely talk about it. and you can barely talk about it. It is just deeper than deep, and only the Lord could have come up with that.
Only praises to the Lord. He is good.
Only.
Great.
Yeah, only he could. You know, he's in the room when the right music is being played. He's in the room.
Yeah.
Believe me.
You definitely feel the hand of God
He's in the
throughout
room.
the whole film.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
Exactly.
Gerald,
That's
how
why
did
it's
it
so
feel?
immortal to this day.
How did it feel to be nominated for the NAACP Image Awards, Gerald?
Well, actually, you know, when I first heard about it, I wasn't sure what I was feeling, because I was like, this is something that's really happening. And
Wow.
that just like us getting together in the band room and doing
Yeah.
that show, it was
This
like,
is really happening.
is this really happening?
Wow.
Yeah. I remember hearing Gerald keep saying that. Is this really happening? You know, the look you see on his face now, that's the look that was on our faces then.
Yeah.
Is this really happening?
And
Yeah.
it still resonates with me like that, because when I left Kashmere, I had hoped that somebody from the school had gotten maybe famous enough, and they could say, hey, look, back when I was in school, such and such a thing happened back at
Right.
this place. Y'all need to know about
Right.
this.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's
Tell
what I
about the
wanted.
night, because I used to tell my wife that. But the
Yeah,
night
that's
when we did the dress rehearsal, we all called our children in to see this because we had that sound. See, that sound came back and it was blowing us all away. It's the band, but we were still in the audience listening. And when that sound came back the night before that we played at the school, I had my children driving across town to come see this rehearsal. Everybody had their family just coming in. The band room was stacked with our relatives just to see that last rehearsal because we knew we had that sound back.
Yeah.
No other sound but that sound. It has to be us. Prof put together a lot of bands that played his music, and they killed it. But that sound was special.
Wow.
CJ know what I'm talking about. And when we heard that sound bouncing off the wall, hitting us back, we're playing it, and we're hearing this sound bouncing off the wall, hitting us back like it did 35, 36 years ago.
Yeah.
None of us expected that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had put my horn down and picked it up after 35
Cindy,
years.
one other important element in regards to the sound.
Yes.
It was very important, very, very important that we had that rehearsal in that band room, because that band room, as Tim said, was our cathedral. You know, and it allowed us to have the sound bounce off the walls back to us so we can hear it. And I tell you the thing that for me, you know, being as they would say, being blessed to guide the band. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Rollo. You know, y'all put me in that precarious position.
Right.
You know, difficult. That was a difficult job, man. That's a difficult job. But the thing is, standing in front of my brothers and sisters as they were pushing that Conrad Johnson sound into my chest, it was difficult for me not to break down, because all of a sudden it's like I'm standing in a place that I shouldn't be standing in. I should be in this behind the keyboard and allowing our leader, our mentor,
but that was special,
our guiding light to be in front of in front of the group to guide us through this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And it was a moment that I will cherish for the rest of my life, because when I sat down with him in that film, and for him to say to me, "You did it, baby," that right there, that took me home. That took me home. So I'm done with that.
Wow.
Took you
Listen,
home, brother, because you deserve that, Craig.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did.
yes, absolutely. If y'all do nothing else, y'all have done enough. You broke all kinds of barriers.
And that is exactly
what
Prof said. What did he say, CJ?
You have
When he asked you, how about is there anything else I need to do, CJ? What do you say?
Oh yeah. When he got in the car, and I'm gonna try not to be too emotional here, but when he got in the car, he asked me, he said, Brad, he said, is there anything else I need to do? I said, Prof, you've done everything. He said, oh, okay.
Done it all.
That's what he went home, and
The
next day, and he passed in my arms.
I hear you, brother.
I'm sorry.
He passed in your arms.
Man, I had to pick him
all
up.
right, brother. That's how it's supposed to be.
To the restroom.
That is a blessing.
And I
That
asked
is a
him.
blessing.
He wanted to go to the restroom, and I picked him up and took him to and we on the way to the restroom. That's where he passed, right there in my arms.
That is a blessing.
That's what you told him he was done, CJ.
Yeah, he was done.
The journey was over, brother.
Yeah,
the journey was over.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's a blessing all by
Heavy
itself right
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
It
If,
is all by itself. That's spot.
it is. If
Yeah.
Professor Johnson was here now, what would you say?
Oh boy.
After all these years of
Oh.
so
All you can do is just hug him.
Yeah.
All you can do is just give him that big hug. Can't
Yeah.
say much for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
Thank you for the
Word
music.
trailers. The human language is not adequate enough in my book.
No.
Yeah.
You just got to make that eye contact, and he'll know.
That's right.
I'd like to share a little story that happened in 1973, because we had multiple little groups and that we would use whenever the stage band couldn't go out to perform. We'd have like the Royal Temps, the Nut Bolt and Screw Company. So there was one particular time where we were out invited to go to another school, and Prof sent this the Nut Bolt and Screw and the Royal Temps. So we went over to do our show, and we were supposed to come back to the band room. So those were the instructions. And for some reason, I don't know, we went off the rails. Someone said that we didn't have to be back at the school, that go take a lunch break.
Going there.
Yeah. So with this, we took the lunch break. We went to Clyde Walker's house.
Oh man.
And while we were there, somebody came to Clyde Walker's house saying, "Y'all need to get back to the school. Y'all in trouble." And I'm like, oh my God. No, no, this can't be happening. Yes, we were in trouble. We were supposed to be back at the school like I originally thought. And so by the time
I remember that story.
By the time we got to the band room, the word was already out that the Royal Temps and the Nut Bolt and Screw Company was gonna get roasted.
Oh boy.
It was so
Nothing like that hot seat, right?
It was so many people in the band room, we could hardly even get up in there. They wanted to see this,
Just
the
to see
Golden
you guys
Boys.
get roasted.
Yeah.
They wanted to see these boys get roasted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
We had something called the hot seat. Everybody had to sit on that seat in front of the band.
Oh, wow.
One by
and
one.
tell them why you wanted to be in the band.
Y'all got
Explain to the band why you want to be back in the band.
Yeah.
One by
Hot
one,
seat.
we
You
were
had to
at the
sit on the
marching
seat in front of
in.
the band.
I did not want to go first, and I didn't want to go last.
Yeah.
I strategically placed myself in the middle, and I can't remember who went first, but once that door closed, the next sound you heard, it sounded like a gunshot went off in there.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Why?
Echo and everything.
That wood fresh.
Oh, wow.
I said, oh my God, he's going to kill us.
And remember how tall was Prof?
He's
How
going
much
to
you
kill
think
us.
he weighed?
Yeah.
He's
5
going
foot
to kill us.
nothing.
Baby.
5
He
foot
weighed
nothing.
about what?
Oh my God.
5 foot nothing. How much did he weigh, CJ?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
160,
I think he weighed
maybe?
about 145 pounds.
150?
140 pounds.
It could have been 500 pounds as far as I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
You say you still feel that, huh, Gerald?
Oh my God.
Oh, Gerald,
Yeah.
but Cindy, I felt it too. I felt it prior to him. Prof can roast you. He knew exactly where to hit you
yeah.
strategically
Oh,
to get your
my
attention. The
goodness.
I don't
man
know where he got
was
it,
brilliant.
but he had it.
Yeah.
But you know the thing that stands out, Cindy, is that we learned from the mistake.
Yeah.
And that's how it was back in the day. It wasn't that it was abuse or anything like that. It's how it was. That's how it was.
We use that to govern our parents. We use that to govern our families now. We govern our families with that to this day. That's what Reggie meant. We made men and women, and still to this day, we use those principles to govern our families
Yes. Yes.
and everybody else we know.
Sure.
What?
And we still loved him after, something like that. You get roasted.
Sir.
And look, I knew that we were wrong because I got some misguided information.
Yeah.
But still, it was something that needed to be done. And it's something that's lacking today because we don't have that kind of respect anymore.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely need that.
There's no fear.
That's right. That's a day when all the neighbors look out for each other, and you would get it from your mama, you would get it from your neighbor, you would get it from
That's
your
right.
That's right.
You were gonna get it.
Right. Sure would.
You was gonna get it.
Get escorted home by the mailman.
The mailman. I didn't know about the mailman.
Yeah, he'll escort you home. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's part of the village.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
yeah,
part of the
that's
village.
that's it. We needed a village. We had a village back then.
That's back then, yes.
If y'all do nothing else, you've done enough. What are you doing now? I know that a lot of you are, you're still playing, you're still doing things, you're doing concerts or whatever. Gerald, what are you up to? And what bands did you play with in the past?
A lot of different bands. I try to keep it a mix of different kinds of things that I could do because I just like the music that was going to move people. I see people enjoying it, and
Okay.
that's the thing that works for me. I think one of the a compliment that I really love to this day. This guy came up to me and he said, "Man, that song that y'all playing, I hate that song."
Oh,
What
no.
song was that?
I can't even remember what song was, but
Oh, okay.
the thing is, man, I really hate that song. But the way y'all were playing it, man, it
Yeah,
was like, oh man,
it's a different
Oh,
kind of song. Yeah,
goodness.
right. So I'm like,
it's the
okay,
music.
see,
Yeah.
Music is
that's
everything.
Yeah.
that's why I do
Yeah,
it. That feel was on it, and we put it right. Even
Yeah.
though he didn't
right.
like that
That
song,
feel. Yeah,
that
he didn't
feel and
like the
that
he didn't
groove
like
was
the
like,
arrangement, but that feel.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Hello, what
I
are
used
you up
to
to?
play with bands like Gerald, and I
Oh,
consider myself retired, but not from the music. I still practice 2, 3 times a week. Not able to play with a band. I'm just working a regular full time 8 to 5. But the music was everything and still is. It's the music that's important to me. So for that reason, I still practice twice a week, really, to this day.
Yeah,
Even though I'm not playing in a band,
right.
the music is still important, and I respect it.
Yeah,
That's what Prof told us, how to respect the actual composition
yeah.
on the writer. He was the writer. So we learned how to respect him, not knowing it. We were playing originals. Remember that?
That's
We
right.
were playing originals. Prof wrote originals to Slater Giant, to Slater Dragon with originals.
Yeah, buddy.
He would say, I always have one piece of the blues in your chart. I always have a number they knew, and I always have originals.
Uh-huh.
That's what
hello.
he came to the gig with that.
Yeah,
Hello.
I was with uh a band went right out of high school. I was with this band for 30 years, Fidelity Max. And then it
Wow.
got to a point where
Y'all together that long.
we were playing all over the place, and uh life got in the way. One of the two
Yes.
of the first
Yes, it
original
does.
players both passed away. We continued to perform and
Yeah.
everything, and then life gets in the way again. I had to caregiver for my mom. It was just things. Things get in the way.
Right.
I still worked with the Conrad Johnson Music and Fine Arts
You.
Foundation. I'm still doing stuff, some things with
Right.
them right now. Uh, I'm uh,
Passing it on.
I'm doing some things with the stage band now. We performed recently at a club in in at and what I'm saying
Was it
Sweetheart.
outside of Houston? Outside of Houston or where?
yeah in Katie Vibes.
Yeah, Kitty Vibe.
Katy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we
Got it.
did
Okay.
Katie Vibes,
Outside
and
of
then
Houston.
I got some things that's going on right now where I'll be looking to book them and some things coming up soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Craig?
Yeah,
Ron is still keeping the music produced. Go ahead, Craig.
correct.
I
Well,
want to
for
hear that
well,
too.
well, for me, after Thunder Soul, as Prof said, it rolled like a snowball. I started going around to different venues representing the film, doing Q&As, and it's really strange when people see the film initially. They did it was like lukewarm, and they made a mistake, and which we never do, is they wanted me to introduce the film. I introduced the film. Then 82 minutes later, it's amazing what 82 minutes later will do. They call my name again. I go through it, and it's like I'm this big, huge rock star. But what happened is that in the
Right.
process,
Yeah.
when COVID hit, that changed everything because I went to Australia just to kind of hang out because we did a major tour back in 2013, a small group that we put together representing the stage band. We actually played stage band music, but we also did some other copy charts, and it was a very successful tour. And so in the process, I kind of fell in love with Australia, and I went back a few times, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm there. And long story short, I'm actually in residential childcare, which is strange because Prof you know, he was fine arts and working with kids all the time. And here I am, in residential childcare, working with kids that's got therapeutic issues here and there. And for some strange reason, my background in music helps me success in that industry.
Absolutely.
And but in regards to musically, I'm reharnessing my equipment and just basically trying to revamp who I am musically, as well as what is the future in stores, because we got so many cool things that may happen in the future. So it's just a journey that has been an amazing unbeknownst journey, because I never thought that I would be working, you know, with children like Prof and Rollo at CJ was doing. You know, I mean, it's just an amazing thing to work with those young people. It really, really is.
Yeah. What an accomplishment.
Like that album, Still Burning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember that album, Prof?
Yeah.
Still Burning.
Yeah.
But we're not out of gas.
But we're
not out of gas.
That's
not
right.
out of gas, but we still burning, though, brother.
Conrad Jr.
Yes,
sir.
What have you been up to these days? You're retired, or what are you doing?
Well, yeah, I retired from my regular job, but I still got. Well, you know, Pop left a whole lot for all of us to do.
Yeah,
Am I right, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
A lot.
That is so true.
And we're still doing it. So here's what my commitment is.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
He got us ready.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I work with his professional group, the Conrad Johnson Orchestra. It's a 17-piece band, and we play big band arrangements, R&B, and the whole gamut. So I'm still doing that. Still working on the sequel for Thunder Soul. And we haven't conquered it yet. We get bites. Greg can attest to this as well. And so but nothing has really materialized. Okay. Also,
it's all right.
Well, it will. And I have faith.
It will, because
now, I may not be here when it happens.
We can't stop it when you get rolling.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Once it gets
I'll get you, man. I understand.
Yeah. And so we've got that going. We still get, this is amazing. Here it is, 46 years later, from 77, I believe it is, that one of the pieces that Gerald, not Gerald, I'm sorry, Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald. I think you're right.
It was what? Huh?
You said Head Wiggle, right?
Head Wiggle, yeah.
That's Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald. I'm sorry.
That's Gerald Carl home, my man.
Yeah, and so it's come up, and apparently somebody wants to use it, so we got to license it. So those sort of things are still happening all this time later,
Right.
And we just got to keep our eyes open. We're also in the midst of, and this is a real a project that has been taken on by a guy by the name of Carl DeWalt. Most of you have been contacted by him, I imagine. He's trying to put together
he was in the
museum.
band.
Yeah, he was in the band, and he's trying to put together a museum.
He played second trombone.
Yeah. He talked to Kirby John 2 weeks ago. We showed the homegoing. If you don't have a copy of that homegoing, you need to go back and get it and look at it again, because it really keeps your energy going. If you see Kirby John talk about pop, man, it's about timing, and that was how he opened the movement.
Special gift.
Yeah. But anyway, it's something that you need to see. Yeah, but that's all. I'm trying to keep the spirit going. Wherever they want to buy his music, I have to make copies and send it and sell it to them. Those sorts of things are happening.
That's awesome. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for the music, the memories, and the movement. Thank you for sharing your stories and encouraging people. And until next time, God bless.